I think getting Poch sacked was the right decision because across the whole season it wasn't good enough.
The person who I think they'll actually get is the Zerbi. Because it ticks.
I don't know.
I don't think so. It ticks so many boxes. He's left. Okay, Poch has left Chelsea by mutual consent. It's literally just breaking news. We found out 3 hours ago. So it's nice and fresh. I want to hear your guys' thoughts first before I say mine. How do you guys feel about it?
Who wants to go first?
I don't really care, to be fair. I mean, what of Chelsea?
That could be one of your potential managers, bro.
Definitely not.
I spoke to somebody about this in the car. From a Poch point of view, this might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen someone do. Leave by mutual consent.
Yeah, I wouldn't understand.
He lost a £10 million paycheck because we said if he didn't get sacked, he's not going to get paid out.
Yeah.
It was only 1 year left. There's not much to it. He's not going to go get signed this year. Get the pay he's getting. So in my head, if he's left by mutual consent, he's just done.
That's what I'm saying. The reason that not many people are scared is who have they got to replace him? There's not many good managers out there in the market.
So if I'm a Chelsea fan, would you not be upset about it though? Because I don't think particularly Poch has done a horrible job this season. You know, especially how they've ended.
You know, it's the last few weeks.
No, I agree.
Also,
it's last few weeks,
we don't know what happened behind the scenes.
More than last year, but
the players might have found out before, he could be going, and so they started playing because they knew next season they might have a new manager, and they want to be in the best possible position.
Maybe
there's also we don't know about behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But in terms of how the club's been run this season, I can't lie. From what I've seen from Tunde, it hasn't been enjoyable.
It's been
the fan bases
been
have
very
been
cool.
The fan bases have been at tipping point. They've had a good end to the season. I
wouldn't say tipping point.
We've seen the fan base divided about if they want Poch.
No.
Yeah, there's been a massive divide in that.
It's divided, but I wouldn't say it's massive. It wasn't to the point where we're screaming Poch out like this guy needs to cut. It was more, let's see, because we saw a couple signs throughout the season, and those signs got better throughout. It started off with drawing against Arsenal, drawing against Man City, beating Tottenham with when they had 9 men and that. It started off throughout the season.
What an achievement!
It showed competitiveness throughout the season, and then
he's hung on to them for a couple of fixtures.
I know, the whole season. Bro, every time we talk about Chelsea, that Arsenal game where we won 2-2, not drew, 1-2-2.
Last season,
that's what they talk about.
Last season, I was expecting a loss pretty much every game.
Yeah.
So for what Poch has did, I'm happy with what he's done so far.
Isn't though? Compared to how Potter was, up to a point, there wasn't really much change, was there? It was only the last tail end of the season.
The difference with Potter, if you're looking straight on our results, cool. There hasn't been much of a difference. But the way how the club was run behind the scenes, Poch has so much to do compared to Potter. The circumstances were way different.
And I can't lie, player development under Poch,
it's been way better.
Even though it's not been amazing throughout the squad.
We spoke about this. We only said Palmer.
No. I would say Caicedo throughout the season has improved.
He's right.
Obviously he's not as good as what he showed at Brighton.
Okay. No, he's been solid.
But throughout the season, his form has gotten better. The same for Gallagher as well. Gallagher's gotten better on the Poch, I would argue.
Oh yeah, about that. So cool, you've got rid of him. I don't know if you wanted it or not. But in terms of, do you think it's more important you find the right manager or you guys let go of certain men in your squad?
I wanted him to stay. Because the foundations he was building, recently, I thought if you just carried this into next season, not top four's guaranteed, but a top four shout was calm.
I agree.
Because at the end of the day, we finished six points behind Aston Villa.
Point. I feel towards the end of the season,
the drop off from the other teams, from Liverpool down to the top, from all the other teams to 7th place has been crazy.
Yeah, it was mad. Massively.
With context, cool, but it's if you look at 16th at one point and we ended up finishing 6th.
And to be fair, at the end of the day, it's easy to say every team dropped off, but it's still kudos to them for not dropping off.
That's what I'm saying. You have to give you huge props for the way you ended the season and all that. But I'm saying going forward now, because I can't I argued with all season about how you guys don't have a playing style and all this and that. And towards the end of the season, you guys pretty much
it got better and better as the season went on.
We argued a lot throughout the season saying about how you guys don't have a starting 11, but towards the last few 5-6 match days,
they had a solidified team.
You had a solidified team, and it showed it throughout the thing.
Got Enzo went and that form.
The thing
straight
is,
up.
The thing is, the one thing I was thinking about when I was thinking about Chelsea recently is that what does our team look like when everybody's fit? Because the reason why we played that way was because he slightly didn't have a choice. It was Gilchrist and Cucurella. These guys aren't going to overlap. so he played them both narrow. Like there weren't any options, and then that was basically the best way he could have got out of that current team. But now you add Reece James to it and Nkunku.
It's hard to add Reece James just because of who knows.
But Reece James, all of these guys, Lavia, Fofana.
Let's go on to that, because this injury crisis you've had hasn't been across one season. It's been on multiple seasons now. So going forward, I don't feel like you.
I wouldn't say multiple seasons.
Yeah.
No,
it's ramped up. It's ramped up this season.
No.
This season it ramped up.
Last season it was there as well. Your injury crisis.
Last season
Fofana,
last season.
James.
Yeah, your centre back. Your centre back thing was horror.
I'm saying those guys, yes.
No,
but I'm saying last season. Last season wasn't the same because now we have a squad of 26. Last season we had 44. We had 44 players, so it was. What if Havertz is injured? We got Aubameyang. If Aubameyang's not there, so the context was completely different.
Going forward, do you think you guys can not think on injuries? Because from an Arsenal point of view, we've got to a point where I feel like our backroom stuff and we have an injury record which is not very high. United
you got crazy all your players are fit and ready.
I think it's literally just them this season.
And then United,
I told him
they've gone into
over
disarray.
60 injuries, bro.
Disarray. And so I'm trying to say, going forward, do you feel like next season you're going to still have the injury issues?
You can't really say that. We don't really know.
Small, but the thing is, it goes down to the actual backroom staff, in my opinion.
No, because
how you guys are training and all that nonsense.
Because for me, I think it will still be an issue, but I don't think it would affect us like that because the good form came with the players that have stayed fit all season.
Yeah.
So your Palmers, your Jacksons, your Gallagher, your Cucurella. So it would them contingent.
Yeah.
If we built this form off your Nkunkus and Reece James and that, then I would have been more stressed.
And that's why I'm a bit worried for you because you finally showed consistency. Cool. There's a chance this was just a purple patch. You come into next season, Poch, ultimately fails at the start of the season, but it would have been nice to see how he would have done after another pre-season and coming in to a fresh new season on the back of good form and see how they can bounce back from it. But now it just feels like with a new manager, regardless of who the manager is, it could be anyone bar like the top 3 managers in the world, you're going to see a reset again.
Agreed.
If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be scared to see another start to the season that I saw from the season that just went and last season where the form is really bad to the point where you're bottom half of the table again. And you have to work the whole second half of the season, just working your way, climbing back up, just to fight for a spot in Europe again. Because that's what it feels. That's what it feels like will happen again, especially with an inexperienced manager.
What I was gonna say is, you've seen managers chop and change in Chelsea. That's the model of the club. If managers isn't performing, chop and change them. Are you kind of worried that this current crop of players aren't going to live up to the demands of a new manager?
Yeah, of course.
So that's a big worry for you. So because a lot of our discussion have been on the players.
I don't think there's a lot of demand on the players. Number one is because a lot of them we haven't seen their true potential yet, and number two is because their managers are always changing. No one's got an expectation of you're destined to start. We're going to put this. The only one that I personally feel is Palmer. Sterling had it and he's lost it and it's been shown. He didn't get into the England squad today. He's been frozen out the squad. He's been given his chance and he didn't live up. He's the only one that had proper demands and he hasn't lived up to them. Modric, yes, but
so a lot of on the players.
But one thing I wanted to say based on Ishan's point is, do you feel like the ownership is being cowed in a way? And going back to his point, because you guys got a new manager, next season there's not an expectation, we have to get top 4, we have to do this, we have to win a trophy. Because it's a new manager, you have to give him time to settle in. And so do you think the board or the ownership are just buying time at this point? Because they know with a new manager, you guys can't go and have expectations as fans.
Yeah.
Well, you can because you're in a rightful place. But you can't be as harsh as you would with a Poch second season rather than a new manager.
That's a good point, actually.
It's completely dependent on the type of manager we get.
Yeah.
Because for me, the initial manager appointment after I won't count Tuchel, but Potter, that brother there was when
I don't think you can blame the board.
No. With that, because with Potter, we've seen other clubs try it with David Moyes,
project managers.
Project managers. Yeah. So I was like, Potter was your guy to try that, innit? Whether it was Potter, I wouldn't even care at the time if time shifted and the Ipswich manager came in now after everything changed. But now it's like I don't want us to get a company or what's his name, Sutton McKenna,
Kieran McKenna.
Kieran McKenna, or Gary O'Neill, or none of these guys, because
I can't. Gary O'Neill. I don't think Gary.
I think Gary O'Neill would do alright.
Gary O'Neill's a project manager. But he has a quick turnaround.
But even Thomas Frank, I rate Thomas Frank as a manager, but because the thing is, these players are young, but time moves very quickly. Sooner or later, some of these guys are going to be at Chelsea for like what? Enzo, this season coming, it'll be Enzo's third season. Same with what is it?
Enzo's second season.
No, this is the
next
end,
season will be
this is the end
season.
of Enzo's second, or like maybe 1.5, and a lot of these guys. So sooner or later, we're going to be looking at these guys and be like, yeah, they're young,
They've got their time, innit?
but they're all basically in their mid-20s now. So we can't.
Sandeep, bro, I wanted on that point. You know, you said has the board been like cowardly to sack Poch? I think it's quite the opposite because
not to sack Poch, but in terms of to get a new manager.
Just to reduce the expectations.
I don't know. I think the expectations are increased now because of the way that Chelsea finished the season.
I'm gonna say it's based on what they projected. They're going to go for a younger manager, project manager now. Yeah, unless they get Jose Mourinho or Carlo Ancelotti.
Even a Tuchel. Yeah, I was going to say Tuchel because he recently...
They've had experience, they've done it at the elite level in different clubs where you can demand instant success or instant change in the way.
So they can't demand that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did appoint someone like that though.
If you get someone like how they're mentioning McKenna, even the
I think, to be fair, I think it's Stuttgart's manager as well. I think, and Jerome's
Amarim.
Even then, you could, number one, it's a new league. Number two, it's Chelsea. I don't care what anyone says. Well, once you go from a club outside of the big six environments and you go to a club, Chelsea,
it's a completely different,
it's a different ball game. We showed it with Ten Hag. Ten Hag has shown it in Europe. He's won league title. Bro, when you come to it's not the same.
The adaptation to the Premier League is completely different.
That's why I said it in cowardly in terms of because you can't you can expect something in terms of a style of football, but you can't demand trophies.
So do you think they're kind of like changing their model of just if there's not instant success, cool, they're gone?
But I feel like they're doing it to protect their own back.
They're not.
At the end of the day...
No, I think they're doing it in the best interest of Chelsea.
No, it's a mix. It's a mix of both of your arguments. Because when you see Pochettino and you see Potter, you're like, cool, these man they're project guys. They're yes man. Because I think from the interaction they had with Tuchel, they don't want a guy that's basically gonna argue with what they're saying, innit?
Yeah, is that what happened with Poch? As in, Poch had too much control over it.
With Poch, I think the board said it's not good enough, and they had an argument around that.
Was it like they stated like, oh, it's like philosophical, like structure?
But would you argue it wasn't good enough because he had only one season there?
I think getting Poch sacked was the right decision because across the whole season it wasn't good enough.
He got the bare minimum of what was expected.
But that with the current manager market,
that's what I'm saying.
Would you not rather go with the bare minimum and ride it out, see if there can be improvement, or just sack? And at this point, it's a shot in the dark. It's a shot in the dark.
From a Pochettino point of view, it's stupid. From a Chelsea, it's good. They left by mutual consent, so there was no.
I don't think by Chelsea it's a good decision.
Let's say, for example, now they moved on to next season, and let's say for hindsight, because we don't know what their summer transfer policy was. Because Poch probably don't want certain players, and they probably want other players, right?
Yeah.
I think that's part of it as well.
And Poch's next season, that's the end of his contract. They probably weren't going to give him a new contract, yeah?
Yeah.
And so in their mind, they're like, okay, what's the point? Because we're definitely going to extend your contract. We can let you go now. We don't have to pay you anything. We can move forward and we can look for long term.
Yeah, no.
Because
from a Chelsea owner point of view, like you said, I think it's a good idea because of the whole they can lower the expectations of the fans. Yeah. But as Chelsea Football Club or like Chelsea fans, I don't think they would have wanted Poch to be sacked yet.
I don't think so.
I think they would have wanted.
Do you know why? Do you know why I think? Like from being sixth, I feel like they can definitely go up. Like they can definitely improve from this performance.
Let's finish on this. As a Chelsea fan here, who do you even want to come in now that Poch is gone? Because like I said, the manager market's thin, bro.
Not great.
We had to go get a brother from flipping Feyenoord.
You know, the only right move I see is you get a manager who's going to give you instant success, regardless of what it is.
Who is Tuchel, isn't it?
It's either Tuchel or Mourinho.
I mean, Tuchel would make sense because it's recently been announced that he's not staying at Bayern anymore.
Tuchel or Mourinho, you get an instant success.
Mourinho wouldn't give them instant success anymore. He's too washed. He's too washed.
He would. This team,
because he's washed. But his heritage at Chelsea is different.
It's outdated.
man.
He's outdated.
He will get the support from the fans.
Yeah, of course.
His heritage is mad. And regardless of what you think about Chelsea, Even since we've been bad, we still proven.
Would he even get the support from the fans though?
I don't think so.
Because bro, think about it, he's managed at Spurs since, and he's
he
managed
would.
at United
Bro,
since.
Mourinho
He
is.
would.
I know he's Chelsea's Mourinho,
It's like
but
if Rafa Benitez came back, you guys will still love him.
yeah, but that's because he sabotaged Everton. He pretty much sacked them off.
No,
bro.
also we've still been good in the cups.
Yeah,
We
that's
still
the
been
thing.
Yeah,
good in
yeah.
the
So
cups.
that was another point I was going to bring
Mourinho
up.
would sabotage a club,
No,
bro. He'd
no,
regress your club.
no, but-
Yeah.
You got to think this is the first time Chelsea have gone 2 seasons without winning a trophy.
No,
But it goes against the philosophy now, though. A young progressive manager. That's not
But
Mourinho.
that's what I'm
though.
saying. But I'm trying to say from a Chelsea fan perspective, the way if they're not gonna win a trophy next season, it makes zero sense to.
I think he's
No,
irresponsible.
but put it like this,
Yeah.
Mourinho comes in, it might even be similar to what happened at United, where a very toxic environment will be made. Cool, he'll leave with, what are you in,
Carabao
Europa?
Cup maybe
No,
or
you're in conference,
something.
right? Europa
If
League.
United win the FA
Yeah,
Cup.
Europa League conference, whatever it may be, he might leave an FA Cup. Overall, after that season, Chelsea will be off worse. Cool to have a trophy to their name.
Agreed.
But I think they'll be off worse.
I don't think-
It's
I don't-
very similar to them at the end of last season, to be honest.
I don't think it will come.
Okay, but
across.
Ishan.
Yeah.
But Ishan, so let's say they get a progress manager next season. I don't think you can expect them to get what they are today
I think they will.
because
Well, it depends who comes in, innit?
Depends,
That's,
yeah.
that's why I agree. That's why I don't think it was a good idea to sack him.
No, because the way how I think this management is going about it is that they don't really care about who's in charge like that.
Yeah.
It's literally just take one piece out and put another one in. The person who I think they'll actually get is the Zerbi. Because
Yeah.
it takes
I don't know.
it takes
I don't think so.
It takes so many boxes. He left Brighton. He said
De Zerbi's already. I think.
recently.
I think there's already been an unnamed club that've made a bid for De Zerbi.
Hopefully
It's probably them.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's Chelsea. He's worked with Madrid before. He's worked with Cook. He's worked with Cucurella.
Kai
I think it's a
Caicedo as
very.
well.
I think it's a very risky
Yeah.
environment for De Zerbi to come in.
I don't think so. He's worked with.
You
He's
need
worked
the
with,
right type of players to
He's worked with the
succeed
sporting
with
directors before.
Yeah.
And also another thing with De
know.
Zerbi is that I feel one of the beefs he had with the Brighton hierarchy is that he's having all of these players, and with their injury issues, the players who they had this season weren't good enough.
Nah,
when
definitely
when teams actually pressured onto them and they got past the press, and players had to make difficult passes and stuff like that, they couldn't fulfill it. But generally speaking, and I feel De Zerbi will come to Chelsea. It's still a project,
If you
but
don't get Zerbi,
we'll
as
keep
Arsenal fan, I'll
it.
be confident he still beat you next season.
I think there's only three. I think there's only three managers you ideally want. I think it's Tuchel,
I think
Amorim, or it's De Zerbi. Anyone
I think
else?
Amram said
It'll
he's
be De
staying.
Zerbi.
at
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
Amorim would have been a better fit than De Zerbi for them,
If
to be
I-
honest.
yeah,
I don't know if he got
Amrim's
the right
football
players. I don't think
is
he got the
Chelsea's
set up.
Chelsea Football Club.
If I-
You go to your other half, take their manager, and you just.
Yeah, he probably wants to go as well. To be fair.
Nah, if I had to
Don't
put
even
my
rate-
money on
don't even
it,
rate them.
I'll say it's De Zerbi. It's
Yeah,
very,
I
it's
mean,
very
And
likely.
you would be happy with De Zerbi, or
I just don't see it as a step up from Poch. I'll
It'll
be
be the
honest.
same. It'll be the same.
I don't think it is a step up
It'll
from
be the
Poch.
same. It'll be the same.
It's-
Long time it
Zero
might be
aura
better.
managers, bro.
Long time
Yeah.
it might be better, but
Yeah,
nah.
but I can't like. There's no good managers even go around. But yeah, De Zerbi's actually minus aura. Like even from his haircut, bro. He still uses a job.
Got a spike,
Zidane's
yeah.
the French team, innit?
what happened?
Is Zidane going to do the French team?
Zidane.
Zidane.
He might.
I'm not sure,
I
but
don't think
Zidane
he's-
wouldn't go to them lot.
Nah.
He would never
Zidane
go,
would
he
never
would
go
never-
to a ship that's basically sunk.
Nah, he
do you,
wouldn't.
Nah, he wouldn't.
Timmy,
He wouldn't. He
Do you
wouldn't.
think Chelsea are set up for De Zerbi to come and take over? Like, do you think he's got the right players?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, to be fair,
Yes.
I don't think so.
you know what it is. De Zerbi, an appointment of De Zerbi would just feel just like Potter,
No, it's
pretty
just
much.
no,
No,
it's natural.
because
Similar.
the reason they brought in Potter was because he showed at
With-
Brighton he was really good with like youth players
No, like-
and bringing in
Nah,
talent.
with
and
Potter,
talent
Potter was
ID.
like he was more adaptable to the opposition.
Yeah.
De Zerbi's got his like
Gary O'Neill
set
is probably
on.
your best manager to go for.
I think it's Gary O'Neill as well. I think
I
Gary
think-
O'Neill would
No, I
have
think
been a
Thomas
better
Frank.
shot than.
I think Thomas Frank.
I think Thomas Frank, Gary O'Neill would have been a better. Actually, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because we're saying this now, but we have only seen De Zerbi at one club.
The only reason.
So
Yeah.
The only reason why I would say that is because if you look at Gary O'Neill and Frank here, them man are
Pragmatic.
pragmatic, innit?
Yeah.
So they will, and that's basically what Chelsea need. Our attack has improved this season, but our defense has been shocking.
And to be fair, De Zerbi's literally been managing in Europe this season as well. I forgot about that. So it's probably another factor
but it's
to
very-
take into
it's
it.
very likely,
to
but-
their level of Europe that they're going to be playing in.
So the
He'll be alright
overall,
with it.
are you optimistic with how it's developed, or do you feel like this is a step back
What do you mean? What with the
with the manager, like with
With Poch
being-
fired.
I need to see. It depends.
Depends on who you guys
It
bring in.
literally depends.
So how far are you into the board out, like Bowley and them and out?
I don't think they're that bad of a
Oh,
board,
wow.
you know.
They are.
They are.
Like, okay, no, they're bad footballing wise. I think they're so smart money wise though.
No,
Oh, no,
it's
they're
actually,
bad, bro.
It's actually crazy
No,
how good they are.
they
Buying
are.
buying the hotels back like.
The amount of loopholes they found
but
is so sick.
Because you know
They
you're gonna
shouldn't be doing
riddle
these
in debt
loopholes and-
basically.
Yeah, they're gonna be fucked.
I don't know. I
But in
don't
terms
know.
of, okay,
But I just
let's
find it
say-
a sick kind of
let's-
game.
Let's say they appoint whoever you want, like
My-
your dream, and
what?
then it messes up next year,
Yeah.
and you guys are in the dump again.
Yeah.
How long until you like? I can't deal with this management anymore.
No, my ultimate thing is that these players.
Because
This-
everyone goes through the phase where they want their owners out.
Nah.
It just happens.
Yeah,
Nah, this
definitely.
board, they're focusing on young players for. No, I'm
They're
getting
looking for
no.
profitability.
Yeah, no, for sustainability.
You know, you guys signed them. Was it Estavio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got
16-year-old, isn't it?
yeah.
That is. You guys are too fun,
And we-
man.
and we
You
got
guys
Kev-
are putting them on live
But
contracts.
he's meant to be incredible though.
Yeah, he's
Bro,
good,
He's
but
meant to be
He's 16
incredible.
years old and he's paid like 30-something million on the
I don't know, but all I've ever heard is like I literally read so much about him. Everyone's just
he's in the same
apparently he's like
academy as
Endrick,
Endrick,
innit? Yeah.
And we got Kendry Perez coming this
I
season.
don't know who that
Yeah.
is.
He's
Yes.
basically the best kid coming out of Ecuador. You can take it
Bro.
as you will, innit? But
Well,
my
I
thing,
heard about Luis Diaz as well.
Luis Diaz is Colombian.
Yeah, he did the same thing.
nah, but my thing literally is that these players, yes, these players are young now, so you give them the benefit of the doubt. My thing is that once these guys, when Palmer is like 24, 23, like when these guys, when there's expectations on them, and you say, yeah, we've changed managers how many times,
You know what,
but these
honestly-
men
sorry,
should be
Timber-
performing.
You know, I honestly
What?
believe
Wait.
What?
2 seasons. If you man, they're using you man are selling Palmer for 100 million, taking the profit.
Yeah,
Big
I
man.
just remind you guys. You know, Palmer's a United fan.
I know.
You know, he's a boyhood
I know,
United
I
fan.
know, I
So
know.
if your ship
It
sinks,
doesn't matter because you play for.
he's coming on a yacht.
You pay for City.
Doesn't
Coming
matter,
on,
bro.
that's crazy.
Like United blood.
Coming on a
it's
yacht
too
from
deep, bro.
Chelsea
It's
to
too
United.
deep. Yeah, word. It's too deep, bro.
No, but my thing, I'll be on the board if these guys eventually don't show
You'll
anything.
personally be on the board.